I should be showing you this. So, off-season cooking. Let's see if I can show you more. There we go. I have beef, that's a little warm, beef bacon, and an egg from a co-worker's mom's chickens. I understand she babies her chickens. They're her babies. I guess she practically sits with them and stuff. I'm having a lot of MS pain this morning. So I'm letting y'all see that. I'm going to use one of my enamel soup plates. Enamel's not always that expensive, but being poor man's china, glass on steel, they last a long time. They work. You can use them for lids. You can cook in them. You can do all kinds of stuff with them. And then they clean up pretty easy if you don't have normal sinks and things situations. And this little stove, yes, is a vintage sterno stove. This is vintage wherever coffee pot, which I didn't use the percolator part because our regular like Folgers coffee these days, the grind is different than it used to be. And so the grind goes through the filter part to percolate it. And unless I buy filters, which I don't want to use, I'm not being very successful with that right this moment. So I decided to okay, so a piece of beef bacon from American Arrow in St. John's, Arizona. Folgers coffee that I made this morning in a Tivana thing. I like infused coffee or boiled like cowboy coffee, and that allows you to infuse it for time like tea bags would do. And I'm also having more blueberries than normal. I didn't have as much yogurt, but I found a yogurt without pectin. And so I'm having some yogurt and blueberries, but there's a little more blueberries than yogurt right this morning. That's what I've got and all I got left. I'm going to turn that burner off by using this thing to just snuff out the flame. Yeah, it's tight in here right now. One, because I've got you guys on the camera close. And two, because I am about to show you me. I am in so much MS pain this morning. It's incredible. I have been almost in tears with how much pain I'm having. So good morning, everyone who's here. I'm adjusting the phone camera, right? Okay, wants to adjust on that one. If I do that, I can do that better. And then I can read what y'all are saying. Because of this intense pain I'm having, what you want? I don't want you out front this morning, Wendy. No. Jess is coming. And yeah, I'm talking to my dog. Come here. Come up here. Come, please. Wendy, come please. Hey, pay attention to me. Come, please. Up. She doesn't want to. She's looking at me like, why not the door? Jess is coming as well as Dennis, and I don't know if Evelyn's coming as well. Thank you guys. When I've been having an MS flare, you guys know what? It's been over a week. It's been closer to 2 weeks. And it is developing and changing. But let me put Wendy outside. It's real. You're going to see me. I'm hoping not to be getting up and down from the chair. And I woke up later, so I've made the breakfast, which I'm going to put on this other stool. with this little bit of coffee that's left, and my yogurt, and I'm gonna put Wendy out back, because Jess and Dennis are both coming to work today. Um, ah, ah. Okay, come on, baby. Go out the back door. Go out the back. Go out the back. Good girl. And and I just see I made a drippy mess on the stove, but I hurt. I'll clean it up later. I think I want my sweater. I bought this really, I think I showed you guys before, this really big sweater at a thrift store because I needed a wrap around your shoulders but with sleeves on it, blankie. And so when I don't feel good, it's the blankie sweater. And I have been wearing it to work this last week because I have had the MS pain. It's been chilly but not cold enough for a coat in the mornings. And I've just been in different stages of pain. Okay. And Mary's the one that catches the sound of the rocking chair squeaking a little bit. No, I did find the WD-40 at home, but no, I haven't sprayed it. But I'm here. I came for you. I came here to be here with y'all and for y'all. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have a bite, and then I'm gonna take a look at who's here. Say good mornings to y'all. I was able to go over and visit with Leanna yesterday. Got a shower, washed my hair, had coffee, visited things that she and I like to do. We're beginning to make plans for Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which used to coincide. It was how I planned my spring get together and camp together. Oh yes, and thank you to Camper Van Kevin, who videoed me over at Stan's Auto the other day and allowed me to see what I look like again. I'm realizing some things about myself and about the way I winter. Or how do you say that? The way I was gonna say it is, you know how things in an off-grid lifestyle winter over, right? Your garden winters over. I don't know. I winter over kind of in a not always pretty way. Sometimes I gain a little bit of weight, especially I have a harder time managing depression. I have a little bit harder time keeping my mind clear, and I want to have hot drinks 24/7. If I'm awake, I want a hot drink in my hand the whole time, all winter. And sometimes I even just drink hot water. I don't know. I could just have a pot of broth on the wood stove, and if I was home, I would just be drinking it all day long. It's sort of my process, and I realize that when my engine blew, I say blew. So what happened was, I've been having a little awkward stuff happening with my engine, but none of the mechanics at the shop, I wasn't working there then, none of them understood or had been driving my car. So they didn't, when I would describe what I was experiencing, their view of that, their understanding of that was different. Because I've learned after working at the shop, a lot of people who are not mechanically minded, we describe things with different words than than mechanically minded people automatically use a different term. They might say it's a squeak or a squeal, and we might say it's a, I don't know, it's weird, it's like a thud. And they're thinking, because the terms mean something different, so that it's a whole language. Anyway, so pardon me if I have breakfast with y'all, but it's the way it is today. And this is what my channel's like for any of you people who are newer. Or who have come over from Camper Van Kevin's channel. Thank you to him, right? So, yeah, I winter over different. I feel like you can see in me the depression, the weight, the unsettledness. I feel so like tired and worn out in my winters. And then I do feel older come spring. But just this week, I feel the change in me with the weather. And so I feel the encouragement, but there's been a lot of things happening. So there's a few positives I'm going to talk about today. But it's like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel again. And I realized how many things I bought since, like, say, September, October, that I bought just to try to have another level of comfort all winter. And they're not things I normally would have done. And there's some things I did even in the summer last year, projects around here that were, if I can't do what I want to do, here's a Band-Aid. And Band-Aids aren't always the best way to do things. But sometimes we just feel like we got to do something. And if we don't have the money or the ability, or like I'm in so much pain today, right? There's only so much I'm going to do today. But I do have a couple of guys coming, and I am still working, so I can afford to pay them so that they can help me. And so that's why I'm working. That and getting my tracker back on the road. Okay. I need to go say hello and good morning to you all before I say more. Okay? This is really good this morning. This too many blueberries for my yogurt, but it's really good. You guys want a bite? It's really good. Yeah, have a bite. Whoops. I gotta go up higher. Oh, up there. There you go. Oh, it's good. You probably don't like yogurt, but I'm so thankful for you guys, my online friends. I'm thankful for my relationship with the powers that be. I'm thankful for my relationship with the mechanics at the shop, for the things I have, the property I have, hot coffee, right? I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for the misunderstandings I've had with people, because I get to learn some new things. Okay? when I have a misunderstanding with somebody or I get super frustrated, and there were videos a couple weeks ago when I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm just saying, all those things are just growth opportunities. And it's like I get these really specialized private lessons in how to be a better human being and how to be a better version of Lesa. Okay? It's how it is. All right. Let me go back and say good morning to you all. Um, Catherine, oh, good morning, Catherine. I hope you guys are well. I haven't had a chance to talk to you lately. Good morning, Iris. And Sonia, hi, good morning. Yes, it's sunny here. I could turn this around and well, you don't want to see that cabinet, well, that shelf right now. To me, the shelf is too messy right this minute, but I bet you can see the sunshine through there in those trees. And that's nice. Good morning, Beth. I know I didn't advertise in some of the regular places, but what I did. Hi, Donna Kay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Homestead Nomads. Oh, thank you for the little flower. That's cute. Um, Donna Kay. Boyen. Selakentic. Good morning. Thank you, Iris, for the prayers. Um, uh, a blankie sweater, yeah. Yes, who's that? Iris. You saw me wearing my sweater in Kevin's video. Yeah, I've been wearing it like all week at work. By the way, I have been leaving Wendy at home by herself. And good morning, Sophie. Welcome over here. Hi, Aunt Lesa. Wish you a very happy Sunday. Well, thank you, Sophie. I don't know who you are. I don't think it's okay if I'm your aunt in air quotes. That's fine. I don't think you're an actual family member with that name, but whoever, I never know. Hi, Midwest Mamas. Um, Good morning, Robert and Nancy. Thank you guys for all your prayers and everything. Um, I am so grateful that I have this channel, that you guys keep me, um, in your prayers and friendship and everything. Oh, you are here, Leanna. Hey, welcome, Leanna. Okay, I think I'm caught up with all the good mornings. So now I'm going to, let's see if I can pan. There's a comment. If I can turn the camera somehow, I mean the phone somehow, so you can see Wendy outside the window. Can you see her? There's a green grass rug that is over by the hammock in the Sabbath chill spot that I made a couple of years ago. Well, I've had the hammocks been in that spot for quite a while. But anyways, I'm sorry you have all that stuff between you and me. And to anybody new coming on, like this, is it 2 Myers? TWC Myers. I'm in quite a bit of pain this morning, and I'm blaming it on my MS. Feel like I'm having an MS flare. It's been like that for a couple of weeks, and I woke up this morning and it's a little, owie. So, oh, you've got snow, Beth. Wow. So now my egg and beef bacon are still warm, and I don't know that I'd like them cold. And it's not like I'm not making sourdough bread right now because it's almost time for Passover, so I've stopped and I'm starting to clean. But it being in this much pain, I'm gonna start cleaning kind of early for Passover and getting myself ready. Mm. I won't most of the summer, I won't have sourdough bread around unless there's some occasion when I need it. I guess I need a knife for that beef bacon, and there's one up there. Yeah, I'm doing a lot from the chair this morning because the pain is kind of owie. It might be better if I would. Probably I should buy some of those back warmer things that you stick on your clothes or something. I should put a couple of things like that in my wish list. What was the other thing I was thinking I should put in my wish list? Because I am so close to being out of debt. It'll either be April or May. It all depends on a couple of projects going on. And then I want to say never again. You never know what's going to happen, but never again. It makes life too hard. You lose a lot of your freedom when you get into debt. Oh, good morning, Mary. Mary, I am sitting in that lawn chair that kind of makes a creak every once in a while. I found the WD-40, but I haven't sprayed it. All right, let's see. I forgot what I was going to put in the wish list. One thing, though, was those back heating pad things that you can put on your clothes instead of sticking to your skin, because it's my lower back that is in pain today, and I know that I've done it before, used one of those before, and it's helped, but I didn't want to. And like I said, I'm so close to being out of debt right now. So close, guys. So I don't even know where to start telling you, but that's one of the big positives that's going on, is I'm so close to being out of debt. But I'm also a little nervous because Jess and Dennis both are coming today, and I have to pay them. And I will. And I have to have gas money for the week. I think I've basically got enough food for the week because I bought some extra, like, frozen hamburger patties and a couple of extra rolls of ground turkey sausage, and I put them in the freezer at work. That way, I don't have to rely on... Well, the refrigerator is up for sale. The little refrigerator freezer. I decided to sell it when I got the Ninja Frost Vault refrigerator, which, by the way, I love. This thing works. I can actually put 2 10-pound blocks of ice laying down flat in the top of it. Now that limits how tall or whatever you can put in there. But if you're putting, and that's in the top, okay? And if you're putting other stuff in there, you might choose to stack 2 on one side of it or something. But I've played with it. So I've had 2 7-pound bags of ice, so 14 pounds of ice in it, that lasted a whole week already. 2 blocks of ice that has lasted longer than a week. And now I accidentally put something in that had a little bit of a smell. And so I'm cleaning it up to get the smell out of it. It's not bad, but it's a little garlicky smell. So I'm doing that. But the drawer, the fact that it has that dry drawer, that's incredible. That thing is the bomb. Now, it doesn't fit the big containers of like yogurt or cottage cheese, but the medium sized ones that, let's see, I was trying to think how much they cost. So like the great big yogurt containers are around $6 in the grocery store. That will help you know in the United States. That might help you know the size. The little bit smaller ones, the ones that are like kind of half size, but they're fat, they're maybe like 4 little individual servings or something like that. I don't know how many servings they are. But those fit in the drawer. And so that size fits well in the drawer, but not in the top. And oh, that's another thing I want to put in my wish list is they make an accessory cutting board divider for the top. And I've decided I want that because if I want to put a sparkling water or a carton of milk or something like that in there, I would like the ice on the other side of it, and to have the space to pull the taller things in and out of the top without it being covered with. I'm quickly seeing the carbon bags thing, Mary, and it's like the hand warmers for people that don't know, like the winter hand warmers or toe warmers that you might put in your shoes. That's what she means. And that's what I'm talking about. They make a kind that instead of you sticking it on your skin, you actually took it on and put it on your clothes. And it would probably help when I feel like I'm feeling. But I'm pretty certain this is still an MS flare. So, okay. Chewing. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. So, very positive that the cooler is the bomb. Very positive that the old vintage sterno stove works like I needed it to. That's for here at the cabin. The only I could travel with that, but the reason that I won't is because that particular one, it was smushed. It was packed in bubble wrap in an envelope and shipped to me. And it got smushed in transit. And so we've got it bent enough to work, but not enough to refold it flat like you're supposed to be able to. But so for here, it's fine. And I need it for here more than I need it when I'm out traveling. So one big positive is I'll either be debt free next month in April, or oh, wonderful, Midwest Mama. And so I'll either be debt free again. I think this makes the third time. I hope it's the last one. You give up too much freedom when you owe people money. Anyway, and so it'll either be April or it'll be May. The other big positive is I drove my tracker. Stan's been driving my tracker back and forth to work most all last week. Part of what he's doing is, putting the first few miles on it, working bugs out, listening for noises. And because of that, he worked on my tailgate door the other day. And I was able to go help. It wasn't very busy at the shop. So I helped him. He has taught me some things, so I do not need to go have a big paint job. I want it to look good, but I don't want to be ridiculous about it, and I really don't want to spend $3,000 on a paint job on my tracker because I do drive it off road, and it's my everyday daily driver. And if I don't have to spend $3,000 on something, why am I going to do it, right? So I've been worried because there's a few big spots where paint had come off and the color didn't match, and I want it to look fairly good because I do take it to shows and stuff like that. So I've started to talk to Overland Expo about Flagstaff guys in May, and I don't have any decisions and stuff like that, but I'm part of the Overland Expo family and they're talking to me. So not all 100% sure what's going to happen there, but my goal is to have them give me a free entry in exchange for something, whether I volunteer, I just show videos of, just do media stuff and do a lot of video stuff, or if I'm on a panel, a speaking panel, or I teach a class or something like that. I told them what I was open for, and I'm open for camping at one of the vendor sites if somebody wants to show my rig off with a product, stuff like that. So we'll see how that's going to work out. I don't know yet because I got my application in for stuff like way last minute, like probably right at midnight that day or whatever. So they're going to they're going to work with me and figure it out. Okay. And then what else are we? So that I talked to Darren is the first name of my website graphics guy. We have decided, okay, so part of my paint job's glitches were I had put some decals that were really good on the front of the tracker. And driveway. You heard that's my owls, Nancy and Robert. That was, it's probably Jess on his way. Jess usually gets here first. And so it just set off that thing. So let's see. So I wanted to change those decals, and I may need to take the solar panel off and replace it, or make a different decision about the solar panel, because one, it started to delaminate, and the company sent me a replacement, but I had to trade the replacement away to get some work done. So, and when I take it off, we had trouble with the painter's tape pulling paint off the hood. And so I was like, hi, come on in. There's stuff right behind the door. Hi, Dennis. I'm kind of in pain today. A lot. I've been, Karma is in the house. And he's fine, but he hasn't met people much. Okay. And he's a little nervous of people. Right. So I will leave him alone. Yeah, I just met that's what you heard. He smacked the window like, oh crap, people. I've seen him go back. He likes me, but he don't like anybody else. Oh, I understand. But that's okay. That's how I've kept him, right? He's a cat. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. I've been shuffling, so, to walk. And I figured if I sat for a while I'm doing my video, it might get better. But it's probably my MS. Yeah, it'll do that. Yeah, it will. And it's really freaking annoying. Yes. Um, did you bring the chainsaw?
I did.
You did. So I need to show you that. Guys, Wendy, wait a minute.
You want me to let her in?
Yeah, you can let her in. Um, Jess is also I don't know when he's on his way, but he will be on his way. I'm going to turn this around. Now, Dennis asked me to be careful with him, but he was okay with things. I'm going to walk outside with him. Guys, ignore what the cabin looks like right now, please. But let's walk outside, and I'll show Dennis what I was going to... Yeah. This was a disappointment, too. Ah. Ah. Yeah, there's Miss Wendy. Walking around a little bit for a minute. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm walking faster than I was earlier. Earlier, getting off the porch was hard. Nah, you're all right. You'll get there. And I'm not always like this. You've seen me move. It makes me feel old. But I'm trying to say it's not really the old thing. So you guys probably haven't seen my wood piles before, but this is my wood piles and it's getting reorganized. So this right here, at least that dead one and the one that's laying on the ground. Sure. My plan is to do a third set of cement blocks, kind of close to where that trunk is now, and then another set on that. And I want to move the wood in there. Yeah, no problem. This little rack is just my Kindle and wood stuff.
How small do you want it?
Well, you know the stoves.
Well, I know your stove's like this, but
yeah. But the cook stove's going to be small. It doesn't matter.
Do you want to prep for that with this?
It doesn't matter. However you cut it will be fine. Okay. I mean, because there'll be a time when I'll grab a Sawzall and cut some things in half. I just don't know when. Right? But you get those with the chainsaw. That would be helpful. And then, yeah, one thing at a time, right? Yeah. Come on. Come on, big girl. Oh, run, 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 run. Run, Wendy, run. I wouldn't let her out front earlier because I knew you guys were coming. Yeah, you guys, I am walking really slow, okay? All right. So, if you ever see me when I'm walking weird, that's what they call an MS gait, okay? And I'm not always like that. This part of the yard fence is not properly fixed either, but it's going to get changed. And so I'm trying to fix some other big projects first, which is what Jess is working on. You guys can hear me okay, right? Yeah, I'm just going to let you do that. I'm not going to go video that, guys, because I'm tired. And I'm going to go back to the chair and sit. Oh, the blue car is still here, but the blue car is up for sale. The little Alpicool refrigerator is up for sale. And these 4 boxes on the porch are 4 new solar panels for that Waye system, and those are up for sale. And these 2 water jugs, I can't haul the water with those in the white tracker, I don't believe. I don't think they'll fit behind the seats. I haven't tried it yet, but I don't. So, what else am I gonna... I could show you a little bit more because we still have signal where I am. Okay, I've decided, and sorry Mary, but I've decided that we're gonna take this cattle panel down. And part of what's making me make the decision was the wind and the fact that I don't want to garden with the rodents around here. I don't want to garden that close to the cabin. So when I went shopping last week with Chris, and you saw that with the big dog with Farkas just before I left last week, we were talking about why I decided to do some of these things. And one was I had the panels and they were in the way, and I was like, what am I going to do with these? And yeah, I could do a garden with them, or yeah, I could do this, or I wonder what it would look like up there. Well, I tried it. I lived with it for a while. When I had snow and then the wind would blow, I had shade cloth on it, and it was too much like wiggly sound. And I decided, even though it's a cool idea and it would work for somebody, I'm not going to do this. So Dennis later, after he does that little bit of cutting out there, he's going to help take that down today. And originally, this little space between the cabin and those water tanks was supposed to be my parking. And there was, the fence was near where those, at the back of the cabin is where the gate was. And I liked that better. And those two windows get too much sun, so it's my west side, so they get afternoon sun crazy. So Dennis is going to use scrap materials that I already own. Okay, over there, way over, past the wheelbarrow. Some cows have been awful close to that pile. That pile is my scrap materials. So Dennis is going to use scrap materials from there to make me hurricane shutters for those two windows. That will allow me to see out and have plenty of airflow and all of that, but protect those windows from the extreme sun and everything. It'll help. So that's what's going to happen there. And I haven't decided about the fence and the gate, but for right now, because that 5x4 fence post rotted out of the ground too. Yes, it was pressure treated, but it did. Okay? So, and that clothesline was a temporary fix. And the shower house is not a temporary fix, but eventually it'll get paint to match the house when everything gets repainted. Okay, there's Miss Wendy doing her outside stuff. Let's show you Miss Wendy some more. Wendy, say hi to the peepoos. She goes, I'm too busy, Mom. She keeps chewing on grass and different herbs I noticed that she wants. Okay. I'm afraid that if I walk over there where those buckets are, that's my asparagus bed. I was supposed to move it this winter. It didn't get done. That's okay. Maybe I'll move it another year. And I need a new burn barrel, but that's my burn barrel way out there. And then over here, that black thing, let me try this. It's, I can't remember, 16 gallons or something. It's the pond. When I say the pond, that's what I mean. And I have a solar water pump that goes in that to make it like a fountain. So the water moves most of the time. It does two things. Make sure that it makes sure that the cat always has more water than what I put in a regular bowl, because things evaporate in Arizona. And it allows other animals to get water from a distance, because that's, I don't know how many yards away that is. I think it would take a 100-foot hose to reach that from the shower house. Anyway, and the other thing is that sometimes the rodents or the rats and the mice will get in it and they'll drown. So I have to go clean it out every few days. I'm sorry, my hand's a little wiggly today. Shaky, something. It's not steady today. And but I don't want to move too far or I'll lose you guys. So I haven't put water. I put water in it last week. I need to check it. I need to put more water in it. But today I can't carry a 5-gallon bucket of water, so that's not happening with me today. And someday the plan is to make the. I'm sorry, my hand's not steady. Someday, let me use the other. No, let me just use 2 hands. Here we go. Okay, then. Someday, the overflow from the IBC totes will be a hose that goes over there. And then it'll be real simple when I want to fill it, or if I want to clean a tank, I can just turn it on and it'll clean that out. That's what's going to happen with that. But it's a good little spot. It's not so much water that the cattle, because it's free range where I am. And with my particular terrain on my 10 acres, I can't exactly fence it all in. So I have a ridge and a canyon and can't exactly fence it all in. So the cattle and the other animals will come, but they won't hang around because it's too small an amount of water. I'm headed back for the porch, guys. Maybe I can sit out here a minute. So I'm taking y'all on a different here. Okay, all right. Sorry about all that. Thanks for being patient with my disabilities. But okay, so that tree in front of you right now, that is a pinon. Yes, it has pine nuts. Once a year I get a real good crop of pine nuts, but I don't really collect them at this stage of the game. I'm not eating them that much. But that tree is the one that I call the bird feeder tree. So that glass, where's my finger? That glass thing is a bird waterer, but they love the pond. And then there's a couple of bird feeders up in there. I need to get would like to get a new suet feeder. I found that the suet is a better way of keeping the rodents out of the bird food and the big birds. And so I'd like to, at some point, replace what I have with a big, a 2-block bird feeder for suet that has the cage built onto it to keep the big birds out of it. That's what I'd like to have over there. So I don't know, but the 2 things. So I might put the bird feeder in my wish list too. I don't know, but whew. And someday Dennis will be the one who. Dennis has a different level skill construction, and he understands some of the pretty things I like. And this gray shade cloth was how I kept some snow off the winter wood being there. I don't want to do my wood there every winter. That'll change as we're doing the back porch. Beth, I just saw your cues. Hurricane shutters, how nice. You guys lost me for a minute. Oh, sorry. I'm not gonna show them my house today because I hurt so bad. I feel like it's messy, messy, messy. It's spring clean and now I'm chewing. I lose signal sometimes. My budget does not yet allow for things like Starlink. Oh, look who that is. Hi, Karma Kitty. How you doing, buddy? You mama's buddy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it feels cluttered, and I don't like cluttered, but whatever. Okay, let me. Okay. Oh, I was trying to tell Beth when it dropped. Um. Whew. Um. The wood piles. Um. I have either stayed home long enough to wait for my fuel assistance wood to be delivered, or I have returned from wherever I was camping to come back to get it, even when I wasn't spending my winter at home. That's why I have a wood pile. I have, in air quotes, hoarded my free wood that they allow me to have. Don't scratch the chair, buddy, please. You need to go back outside, huh? All right, let's see. Whoops. I gotta scroll back down again. So that was the wood pile. Thank you, whoever said beautiful land. Yes, thank you. I feel very blessed with the land that I have. Oh, yes. Okay, Beth. The hurricane shutters. Yeah. I wanted them all along, but I didn't know who was going to be able to do that. But Dennis's skill level is different. He's used to, let's see, he's not the one that said he was a framer. A different guy said he was a framer. And, that was Foster. But Foster's having surgery on his arms and stuff, and so he can't even do the framing. And Jess was just a laborer or something, but I think he was a cement guy for a while. Wendy's scratching at the door. I can't get back up again. Wendy's going to have to just maneuver. But we're, so the wood pile's going to get reorganized is what's going to happen. And I just asked Dennis if he could bring that chainsaw and cut that piece of wood, because when I feel good, I'll go out there and move some stuff and work on those stacks. But what I'm doing is there was a dead tree, and I'm putting those in that like cove of trees. It'll protect it a little bit from the cattle when they come through, or the elk, and it'll protect it a little bit from the wind as well, which all of those things, along with using, I always do 2 cement blocks high, then I put something that the wood gets stacked on top of. And if I do that method, it keeps the rats from living in the wood pile as much, which, if the rats and the rodents and the mice are not living in the wood piles, then I have less snake issues. And I've never really had much stuff. What's going on, Karma Kitty? Oh, you guys, I was going to try to get he keeps reaching up to me. He wants something. What do you want, buddy? Do you want to come up and sit with Mama? You want to come sit with Mommy? Huh? You want some loving? You've done good this week. You got 2 7 or 8 inch rats this week. That was great. You want me to go get Wendy? Can you hold on a minute? You guys aren't letting me have much sitting still this morning. Ugh. Oh, I don't know. I gotta set you guys down to get up. Yes, those. Where did I see? Where about my pain and okay, wait a minute. You guys can see this. Come on, Wendy. Come on, Wendy and Karma. Come on together. Come on, buddies. My fur family. Come on. Come on, Karma. So, here's what's going on the back patio. For those of you who have been here a while, you know that I got this stone for a deal a few years back, and I laid this patio myself. And then last summer, I had to take it up, re-level it, and do it again. Oh, did you see Karma and Wendy? They play. They were chasing each other. So this week, Jess started enclosing it, and it's going to have a half wall and screen, and then hinged storm windows, I guess you'd say, or something of that nature. Okay? So this is what's happening out here. So last weekend, Chris took me up to Home Depot in Sholo, and we got two 2x6s to get to put one more on each end of this. And oh poop. So Jess moved this when he was here and I wasn't home, and it's cattywampus. And I don't know whether it's broken, and that would be too bad, because even though it's weathered, it was a year ago. And I've put dishes and things in here that I didn't want the weather in, but now the door won't stay closed, and I opened this door the other day and it fell off. And and so it goes. So there's one more piece way over there of new tin that we picked up last week, but those things were 12 feet long, and that's why I had to pay the $68 for Chris's pickup truck to go to Home Depot. I had to pay the gas, which is reasonable. But this is when Jess gets here, he's going to work on this. And I've asked 2 neighbors with trucks to please help me get more of these 2x4s for him to finish up with. And so those are the 2 windows we're going to put the hurricane shutters on. And then once Jess gets a little further on this wall, then I'll know how to finish this piece of... I'm still thinking it's going to be like a garden bed, but I got to wait until Jess is working on the wall before I decide how I'm finishing that. So I decided to just stop and wait. And can you see Wendy up there? Where's Wendy? There's Wendy. She must have karma. Karma must be right in there with her. She's a good girl. Oh, my good little girl. All right. So what else? Since we're outside, yeah, I'm walking funny. So that arch is not going to stay there. I believe I'm going to move the garden right in this area, and we'll use those 3 cattle panels to make a covered garden space right in here, kind of where that fire pit has been. So some of these things are changing, and that right now is the cat's outdoor bed, and he has access from inside the shower house. And that panel that's on the top, like roof, that's thing above the gray, that's going to get hinged, or it may become a solar panel. Anyways, it's a thing. It's a thing we're working on. Because if I put a solar panel instead of that little slanty piece of wood, then I could put the small battery pack could be taken in and out depending on the weather. And I can put one of those little low wattage washing machines. I mean, I could do my laundry by hand, absolutely. But when I'm in this kind of pain like today, come on, that's no fun, right? So if I can get one of those little washing machines again, and I've had them, and then I'll have a place to deal with that, right? With a solar panel, and then it would be a good place to like have the tool battery charging and stuff like that. So I'm stepping back out the front door. Go far. But gate for and yeah, the fence and the gates may also change over time. Okay. So Dennis, whenever you feel like, my thought was maybe you could, maybe, yeah, but I don't know that you can do that by yourself.
I might be able to. I'll look at it.
You'll look at it? Okay. And then that's the pile of stuff I've got that we can make those hurricane shutters out of. And they can be different. Like, there's some of that long board there is a tongue and groove. I was gonna do the ceiling in the cabin with it and I couldn't afford to. So I had a couple of pieces of it. There's some more over there that are like maybe 1/2 by 4 boards. There's some furring strips. It could be creative. It doesn't have to be all
Symmetrical.
No, they don't have to be all the same size slats. They could be a wide one and 2 little ones and another wide. I don't know. But I don't want to have to buy stuff for that. I'm having to buy stuff for the back patio, and that's more important. Well, they're both important, but yeah. And if it would be better to do it with the short tin that's left over there, I think there's 2 pieces of 4-foot tin. You just do a frame and yeah. Take a look. If you decide that that's a good idea, we can do that too, or we could do that as an idea. All right, come up with something. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm trying to. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're seeing the week's mess. Okay. All right. I'm back inside. I want to sit again. It's warmer in the sun, but the wind is starting, and it's a little chilly in the wind. Okay. Ugh. You guys have heard all kinds of stuff. Oh, I see Mary saying she's going to run. Okay. Driveway. There was the driveway owl saying driveway again. That must be Jess. He'll be just in time, and I just sat down. So I'll be getting back up. Is there any more coffee? There's a little bit. So yeah, a little busy here at the house today. It's okay, we'll be. Okay. Any more? Let me look back a little bit. Q's. I'm always looking for the 3 uppercase Q's. Tell me to read that message. So you have beautiful land. I saw that before. Hurricane shutters, yes. Menikananta. I'm only seeing the question, not because you did it with the Q's, but next time, Q's, please. How much land do I have? 10 acres. Do I have squirrels? I do have squirrels. Lots of my neighbors don't have squirrels, but I do have squirrels. Let me go. I see Jess is here. Let me go out there with him. Hang on. He doesn't know. Jess, I heard you coming. The driveway owl said driveway because I have it set on that. I never changed it to another sound yet. Perfect sound for the driveway. It is. There's lots of different ones. That set of owls is pretty cool. I'm having a lot of MS pain today, so I'm moving really weirdly. But I'm here. And you're here. And I got Dennis is here too, so he's starting to do some stuff. Thank you. Yeah, good morning. It might be your morning, that's okay. I'm gonna come back through the house because I'll lose signal for one. Okay. Are you coming with me, Wendy? So when I have the opportunity, sometimes it gets busy around here. So, I got you this stuff, and I got you the roof and screw package on the table. I know there's a lot. Do you need me to? Well, the table needs to be cleaned off at some point in time, but whatever. Yeah, here, roof and screws. And you knew these were around.
Yeah.
They're just older and whatever. This is for when I get my smoker barrel made. But that hasn't happened yet. Let me take the bag. I can do that. And I love what you started to do.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I was trying to go with that's the way you described it to me, the way I had it in my head.
So I've asked both Chris and Howard that the next time somebody is going toward a Home Depot, if they would mind picking up more of these pressure treated 2x4s.
Okay.
For other walls was the point. And you saw I picked up those gutter pieces because they're long ones. Yeah, because she had the truck.
Those ones I'm going to use for this wall where your hand is.
Okay.
Because it's not going to have any weight on it. It's just.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. We'll talk about it later, probably when I'm done here. You need a different one?
Yeah, this one's mine. I didn't charge it.
Oh, I have. Yeah. But I have a new toolbox, so you may have trouble finding stuff right away. I would look in this gray box for the bits.
I got the bit. I just need to.
Oh, well, my tools are all charged and they're right here. Yeah. Okay. You forgot to charge a tool. Hey, this is what happens, people. And this is part of why I bought this new toolbox. Now, there's only one thing about this new toolbox I bought that I'm not in love with how each section that's on the top is a separate... each section is a separate toolbox with a lid. That part I'm not in love with, but I'm not in hate with it either, okay? So let's see. This is the... Okay. Turn it around. And see, there's a reason why I do things like this. Basically, this toolbox is on wheels, is because if I'm hurting, I can't do this stuff. And it's part of how I... Here you go, Dennis. You haven't... I got a new toolbox. And I believe all of my stuff's in the bottom one. Okay? And I haven't had time to... Not too good, but all the electric tools, cordless ones, are in the bottom.
Is this?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh, is this yours, Jess? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I thought it was.
No, mine are this other color. But can you lift that top box off? That's how they come off. And then this one. There you go. And mine are all charged.
All right.
I
One.
Yeah, and this one's charged, but the batteries. Let me double check that this one's charged. Okay. Whew. Okay. All right, I'm back over here. Okay, guys. So I know y'all, it's busy here right at the moment, but you could be here with me because I'm gonna sit again. I'm gonna charge. Wait a minute. I have to take my driveway owl out of that little battery pack in order to charge this tool. I just found out that they make one of these drill battery chargers, in 12 volt for people to put in their pickup trucks. I was like, well, that's smart. So I probably at some point will get one of those. And I'll probably, okay, wait, I can't do this. I can't do this that way. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. It's charging, it's blinking, but the other ones are already charged. Do you want the hammers? They're in that box. I had not had time to. Okay. I didn't have time to show you that I had started. Nope, that one's empty. All right, put that one up that way. Okay. I hadn't had time to show you that I was starting, but nope, the hammers aren't in there anyways. The hammers are probably in that other one. But I got new toolboxes. Oh, it'll be so nice to get this stuff cleaned up over time, guys. Because I had it all neat and organized, and then I started the projects. And once you start a project, stuff happens. So just know it's the way off-grid homesteading stuff happens. Here, Jess. Oh, you want me to move that solar panel?
No.
Okay. Here's the good one. Anyways, they're new boxes. I just haven't organized everything. Yep, that little battery pack's full right now, so I can fold this up for while you're working. Because I haven't been home to mess with this stuff, to be honest. I haven't heard any more than I want to get. Be nice to sell that. Okay. I'm going to lean it. Oh, wait. No, that'll be in Jess's way. Wait a minute. I was going to lean it there. Let me do this instead. This is the panel I've been... You guys can't see what I'm doing online, but this panel is the one I've traveled with for a number of years that went with the rock paths. Let's see. As long as I don't break that cable. All right, we might be out of... Just tell me if you need me, okay? I don't know how much help I am today, but... Okay, I'm in here again with y'all. Oh, don't look at the mess. Don't look at the mess. Whoops. I can see there's a bunch of cues. Let me turn back around where you can see me. I never finish my breakfast either, guys. Hey, but we got a charged battery and signal all this time. All right, let's see. Whew, let me check back. My commercial suet feeders melted and made a huge mess. I guess I should have put it in the shade. Yep, that's what I do. Put it in the shade. Whew. The pain is just too much. Okay. You buffered as you started. Oh, I started all back. Gonna run. Okay, Mary left. Q. Midwest Mama's Adventures had a question about does it improve the pain with MS like with arthritis when you move around? No. But the heat pads did help. But no, moving around doesn't make any difference at all. When I'm in pain until it's done being in pain. Go figure. Oh, Iris had to leave too. Joanne's. Jess, you know Joanne Beeks? You know Joanne Beeks? She said to say hi. Oh, okay. Donna K, time to go. Okay, bye-bye, Donna K. I might, but I haven't put a face and a name together. I probably do, right? When you start projects, stuff happens. Yep. Murphy was an off-grid homesteader, you know. He must have been, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I got to put those. So those three things need to go in my wish list in case one of you get to them faster than I do. So let me tell you the other big positive. So I drove the tracker. Stan's been driving it. I get the tracker this week. Um, Stan has got an arrangement with me for the blue tracker. If I don't sell it before I'm ready, so probably early this week, I will let Stan do the selling of it. And then he and I will split the amount that we get over the amount I owe him for all the work. Okay? So, oh, and on the way home, between the shop and the gas station, 2 miles, I got a flat tire. And one of the ex tire guys was supposed to swap my jack out of the blue one for a whole jack kit. Well, he didn't do a very good job because I had 2 lug nut wrenches, which are important, that's true, and a little scissor jack, but no handle to make the scissor jack go up and down. So I had to call one of the mechanics from the shop. Luckily, he was available and he came down and he helped me get the tire changed because I just didn't have the tools. But it went flat right at the gas pump. So it was like, oh my gosh, that was a blessing and a weird thing, right? What else happened? But so I'm going to have the white tracker this week. We decided, now I had taken the seat out a long time ago. And on trackers, the seats were not like a quick release, so you could just put the seat in storage and like put it back in whenever you wanted. It actually bolted through the floor. So you had to get down underneath and do things to nuts and up top to get, yeah. And so we couldn't figure out a way for me to change it to a quick release, or I would have kept the seat. Since I can't do that, anybody who comes visit me for any amount of time and they come on some kind of like if they fly in or take a train or something like that, they're going to have to rent a car if it's not just one person because it's a two-seater now. We removed the seatbelt towers, and what else has happened? Um, so I need to make tie downs so that when I put the new cooler in the back of that I have a way to keep it from wiggling around. Love that cooler, guys. I love that cooler. So what else do I need to say? I don't know what else I need to say right now. It's nice to have it busy here. It's also nice to try to get that owie spot to stop being owie, but whatever. I'm not as stressed with the problems I was having at work. There's not much I can do about it. Wendy has been staying home by herself. She's been fine. She went with me yesterday and we went for a long drive and she got to go in a store with me and a couple of things. So um, she did really well. And she's so far doing okay with this whole change. I think being able to have the back patio enclosed, I should be able to at some point. I'm probably going to put a doggy door in that for her and the cat, and they could come in and out of that space and be home alone. And I think they could be okay. I'm thinking about that um, because they have the whole, once the yard fence is more secure again, so that I think it could be okay for her to be here because she's doing so well. So, no, I'm not happy that the other girl at work is still bringing her big dog. It is a problem for me. Yes, absolutely. I've tripped over the leash. Luckily, I've been right close to a wall, so I didn't fall on the floor like Stan did last week, but I mean, 2 weeks ago. But, I've been able to like maneuver, right? But and her dog climbing on the furniture. When I get the furniture reupholstered, nobody's. I don't want that dirty dog up on new upholstery when I do that. I mean, come on. Um, I don't know. I've been working on a project. I'm covering parts of the windows in the shop, in the office, with old license plates. I came up with a way to do it. Some of the glass was broken, and when I heard the story of how it got broken, it's comical. They were outside messing around with cars, and somebody did something and spun a tire, and the gravel broke the windows. And so then they duct taped them and they did all kinds of things. But there were security bars. There's like rebar welded security bars on there. So the broken glass is not going anywhere. So that's that. Um, you guys don't mind if I have another piece of my breakfast, right? It's cold now, but I'll save the other part. But I'm sitting here looking at my beef bacon and going, I want a piece. So beef bacon. All right, I'm gonna save the rest of the breakfast. At least I ate the yogurt, so I'm not hungry. But I think I drank all the coffee. Nope, another swig of coffee. So, doggy kitty door, right? Yes, I'll get one that I can lock. Yeah, absolutely. And then at night, I'll lock it so we stay inside. Um, but and we don't have rats or a snake or something trying to come in it, right? But during the daytime, I could do that, and then Wendy and the cat could come and go because that's a stone floor. And the two of them would kill anything that was coming in our space. Wendy being a Chorky, which is Chihuahua Yorkie, very territorial, very well, her personality, she's just very oriented toward this is our house. I get to protect this. This is our car. I get to take care of this. And so if they could come in and out, it's a stone floor if there was an accident or something. I could keep their food and water in here in a safe way. And if any animal tried to come in, the two of them would take care of it, I'm pretty sure. Um, and not likely some big animal. It would be a small doggy door made their size, Not talking a big doggy door for big dogs. That's a whole other problem, right? So, yeah. Cold coffee. I don't mind cold coffee when I want it. Don't get me wrong. It just was like, oh yeah, it would be better warm, but I'm not in the mood for messing with it right now. Jess, if you need help, you ask me, okay? Well, any of you. Um, my pain I'm having in my it it feels like hip, back, but it's not true hip and back. It's like mostly now. Uh-oh, what happened? Mostly now on the right side of below my waist. But when I got up this morning, it was all the way across. And it's not like do something activity wise and it would be different. So um oh, sorry. I Okay. Whoops. I can't do that, huh? Remove. I guess I okay. I don't know. All right, guys. So what's going on in your life? I'm with all this stuff, I'm sort of like I feel a little bit of a need to go out and help, but I'm also trying to. Sometimes, if I rock in the rocking chair, you know that John F. Kennedy had trouble with his lower back, a lot of trouble with his lower back, and that's why the LL Bean rocker became called a presidential rocker, because he swore by the LL Bean rocker. I used to have one of those, an antique one. Unfortunately, I didn't know at the time what had happened, but an ex boyfriend pawned it because it was an antique. And it was the one I had raised my babies in. So, that was like a you can't have anything. The people who are supposed to care about you will screw you and hurt you and try to kill you and whatever else. Yeah, so that was a bad. I tried that, but that didn't work. Anyway, but sometimes being in the rocking chair, there's a different level of. First off, it's not a hard surface, and my stools like this one right here, it's wooden top. That's another thing I'm going to put on my wish list. They have these padded covers that are cheaper than I can make them, and I picked out a couple I'd like to have, but I haven't had a chance to get them yet, and I'm going to be scrambling. Let me put this out there. I'm going to be scrambling this month. I owe Darren my website. Oh, there you are. We came back. So, so Darren's my merch guy. I owe him $90, so I gotta pay that. Um, we're at, I forget, 400 and something on that loan that I've been paying off since the very first. Nah, since 2021. After the Howa minivan, when I first started building the cabin. Okay. What else have I got? I forgot. Well, Stan, but Stan will get paid off by the blue car being sold. And then I have, oh, I have to do a front end alignment, which is 125, and I have to put a new windshield in the white tracker. My Stan said when he once he drove it, he said, "No wonder you had trouble seeing. It wasn't you." He said that windshield's so pitted by sand that you need a new windshield. And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, thanks." So I have the price. They told me it's going to be $356 or $7 to do that. Um, so the front end alignment, I'm scheduled. Sorry, wait till I finish chewing. I'm scheduled for the front end alignment for Monday or Tuesday, and that's $125. And then I just have to call when I'm ready for the what's it called? Windshield. I just have to call. They can come within a week or so and do that. But I can put the windshield off a little bit. So I'll make sure that the windshield gets done as soon as possible. I don't know what else right now. Oh, C6 Outdoors. Tuesday, I should get the package. You should see some videos soon. You should be starting to see some videos from me soon. Not just live streams. I've been able to start to scroll through old pictures and stuff, and so you should be able to see some of that soon. And I'd like to be prepared. I'd like to be able to do a couple of events in May. So one first would be Overland X. Well, first is Passover. So Leanna and I are going to work on Passover. And if you're in our Apache County area and you keep the holy days and you know what I'm talking about, get a hold of me privately and we'll see. Because these holy days should not be kept alone. So we will see if it could be arranged for you to do a celebration with us. And then, so first, Passover and Spring Holy Days. Second will be Overland Expo West in Flagstaff. That's in May. And third, also in May, will be Zuki Palooza. Suzuki people, or people who used to be Zuki people. And because there's a couple of people that come, and one guy graduated from his Zuki to a Jeep Wrangler. Somebody else graduated to some other four-wheel drive thing. But there's trail rides and stuff involved in that. So those three at least, I want to make sure we're doing. We are doing. My Darren, my back is starting to feel better. There's something about it warming up when it's in pain. If I could sit in the sunshine for an hour, it would be better. So probably I should get those heat pads. He said he really wants me to do Patreon. So I'm considering it. And he's going to redo the website so that I can blog on the website again. So I can again blog like I was going to do a newsletter at one point. But anyway, so that can happen more away from some of these other programs. But it can be advertised on programs. Anyway, and what else was he wanting me to do? We were talking about t-shirts, I thought about coffee mugs, but I don't think I want to do that unless, well, anyways, we were talking about stickers, decals, stuff like that. um, and t-shirts, or something. And I was telling him I wanted to do something a little better quality, but I know that I'm going to have people pay for those. So, um, if I do like a sun hoodie and I put a little Simply Lesa thing on it, then you'd have to pay for the sun hoodie because they're too expensive, for me to, just like give things out. I can't afford those. Stickers, I don't want to charge people for stickers. I don't want to be selling stickers. That's not my thing. I don't buy them from other people. I want to get them for free. You should want to get them for free. That's how I feel about it. Um, so I'm looking at. We decided for the white tracker. We have decided that we're gonna do my advertisement for the tracker as a uh, rear tire, spare tire cover. Uh, so we're gonna do a logo for that, and I've been considering, because some of these companies want me to keep advertising them a little bit. I have the agreement with C6 that when I get that package, that for 2 months, I will at least do 3 videos in 2 months. That's what the agreement is. If I do nothing more, then they're happy. Um, if I do more, then we have a bigger relationship. But we'll see. We'll see how that develops. I really want to put a front runner tailgate table on the tailgate of the tracker, but it's like $270, and I kind of want to be able to have and use. I don't know whether to just wait until I save the money for that and just don't have anything else until I save the money, or if I should buy a less expensive one and make do until I can save the money for the other one. I don't know how to feel about that. If you have a vote, tell me what you think. I don't know which way to. Oh, there's more messages. Yes, I buffered at. He's going to be my merch guy. Oh yes, yes. Hi Devin. Um, yeah. So the rocking chair. There's something about, and especially this fireside rocker, because the length of my legs from my knee to the ground is is not the same height as everybody's. Well, we're all built different, but I like this rocking chair fits me like it was made for me. It's a little lower to the ground. Yes, getting up out of it. There are times when I need to push or something, but sometimes I don't need it at all. And so, but I can sit in this and there's no pain anywhere when I'm sitting in it. And because the seat's fabric, it gives me a little, but there's something about the rocking motion and then wiggling a little bit. Sometimes it just is better. So working with that too. I'm getting pretty excited about the back patio. I need this really badly. I need this. So I'm getting excited about that. All right, I think I'm going to maybe, how do you guys feel about okay, let me think a minute. So, yeah, I'm going to get stickers again. What I'm thinking about doing with the whole sticker stuff is, and decals, is whatever I do for the rear spare tire carrier, I'm thinking about it looking like my main logo, which started off as a circle, was Simply Lesa and the cattails and dragonflies, right? Um, will be like Simply Lesa's World, and then we'll do the mini tracker, the tracker sticker that we already have had, and a cabin, and like the palm tree. Well, we have to get them in the right order, right? Like the palm tree from Costa Rica and the mountains for the Appalachian Trail. And we do these things around the outside of, I think that's what's going to be on the tire carrier. So it's like Simply Lesa's world. These are the pieces of my life, right? And then the stickers will probably be those individual little things that go around. And then you guys could buy, or not buy, but you could eventually get those stickers. I don't know about the round part. Originally there was a round sticker that I gave out years ago. I don't know how I feel about all this yet, but it's kind of the way I'm kind of going with this. And it may be that on the website we do something similar, that the main part of like the picture you see when you come onto the website would be um, like if you clicked on that, it would take you to more information about who I am as a person. But if you click on the tracker, you go to Chevy Tracker Travels pictures and stuff. And if you click on the cabin, you see stuff about that, and that those could be linked to like the videos that relate or something. It's just I know I'm talking about it, but I don't think it will be too busy because the way I'm thinking about, okay, like Zero Shoes, C6 Outdoors, um, Vargo, whoever else, right? Danger Coffee, I need to get with them again. But if they want space on the outside of my car, it's going to be space that they're going to buy from me on the tire cover. And whether it goes on the flat part on the outside of the tire is more what I'm thinking, not on the part that is my advertisement for myself. I don't know. But like a scouting badge where you add semicircles around the main circular patch. Kinda yes. That's kinda yes what I'm thinking. But because I've had my channel with its original name, Simply Lesa, since 2004. And it doesn't make sense to change the name of the channel. But there are sections of the channel, like the Chevy Tracker Travels or the Cabin Life or whatever, right? So I think that's kind of a cool way of doing it. And then there's the whole Simply Gear stuff because I'm a gearhead and a stove head. Is there such a thing as a stove head? Well, there is now, right? But I am. I'm kind of a gear junkie, and I'm kind of a gram weenie, right? So yeah. So I'm thinking about all those things. But I'm thinking that it would be good to let these companies, like Zero Shoes was all excited when I said I'm probably going back to Baja one day and I would love to be wearing your sandals on the trip, right? And I would love to also have you on the outside of my rig, but that's going to come at some kind of a price to you because I don't want stickers on my paint on the outside of my rig. Now, stickers on the inside frame of my rig, I love that. Other people do too, because it's such a surprise when you open the door. They go, whoa, what is this? Oh, that's so cool. What is that about? And like I have a couple of stickers on there that you can't get those unless you drive to that place because it's on a really cool trail. So you can't get it unless you go there. So, yeah. So that's yeah, Beth, that's exactly it. It's like little chapters. And as I tell the stories, it'll be easier, and get the pictures like more organized and then be done with it. And although when you delete things in Google Photos, they don't really get deleted, do they? But you get my drift. So that's where I'm going with some of that. Yeah. And then, of course, inside the tracker, the ceiling of my tracker is carpet, as most older vehicles did actually have carpet on the ceiling. And so, like lots of overlanders, I have those Velcroed patches fabric patches up on my ceiling of places I've been, and that's kind of cool. Yes, kind of like this car climbed Mount Washington, exactly. So I have one sticker on the tailgate. I forgot the name of the restaurant, but there's a restaurant in South Baja. You can't get their sticker unless you drive the Baja Divide Trail to get there. And you got to have four-wheel drive because you're not getting there in a car. Well, I say that. I probably didn't have to put my vehicle in four-wheel drive for that trip. I probably just ran more gas out than I needed to. But I learned a lot. And going down that steep, there was a steep cement thing that curved. Yeah, that was scary as crap. But but that's the fun of getting those stickers. So, all right. Oh, hi, Lesa. Lesa, thank you so much for, let's see, for duck jerky for Wendy. Lesa, I've been in pain this morning, so I'm not doing, I said I wasn't doing much walking around, and then I've been walking around with the phone. So when you go back and catch up. But thank you. I got both. Lesa sent Wendy 2 bags of duck jerky. She's so happy. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord, she's so happy with this. And Lesa, since you're so into the Wendy thing, Wendy is doing so good staying home by herself. Let me show you Wendy again, because she's out there sitting on the green fake grass rug. She loves to sit there and just guard everything and watch things, and every once in a while she'll throw a toy and chase it or play with the cat. But there she is. Yeah, I had a platform in the back of the tracker on the last time I was traveling. And we just took that out because Stan has been driving my tracker all this past week, and back and forth to work. And he thought that the sound he was hearing was the platform itself bouncing. And because it only had 1 point of tie down to the tracker itself. So we removed it. And because it was simple to take out. Okay, so I had built that with PVC pipe for legs, and I think we put flat caps and then put the PVC pipe in, screwed them, the flat pipe caps, screwed them to the plywood, and then shoved the legs up in them, and so to make legs. And it was thin plywood, and I had covered it with green grass rug. Anyway, we took it out, and then he realized that the sound he was hearing was not the platform. And the platform worked, but I've decided we went ahead, Lesa, and we took the seatbelt towers out of the rear of the tracker. So now I have these 2 little, on each side where the seatbelt towers used to be, there's these 2 little access spaces that are about that big. And I want to get some ABS, I think, ABS plastic that will fit. And there's screw holes already, or bolt holes already. And one of them can be an electrical panel for like a cigarette lighter and a couple of USB ports or something like that. I don't know the other one yet, but they kind of go into, they access the body cavity, the back of the headlights, tail lights, but just kind of in that space. When Jeremy had put the cigarette lighter in the back for that little refrigerator that I'm selling, he had suggested that space on either side of the wheel wells was about this wide, and he said, why don't we put lithium batteries in there so you have batteries? And that's not safe if you got hit from the side. So we're rethinking how to maneuver some of that so that I might be able to have a house battery. But I need the tie downs for the new refrigerator. Like I said, I love that. Don't have big decisions about things, but keep it simple, because a lot of the stuff I've got that I just got, over the winter or over the last 2 winters, we're trying to just get more comfortable here, because this wasn't meant for what was happening, and that wasn't, I wasn't interested in being in that car, and this other thing wasn't working, and now I have a dog and a cat, and yeah, deep breath, right? So now I'm looking at it and going, wow, all of those things just kept me busy until now. And now maybe I can have what I had envisioned. Did that come out in English? That felt like my tongue slipped. Um, Maybe I can actually have what I envisioned 2 years ago here because of what's happened. And I have a lot of the stuff to make it happen. So now it's just a matter of kind of pulling it together. Now I need to keep working so that I can pay these guys to help me, like you hearing the sounds in the background. And we will go back out there in a minute. Uh, Nice. Maybe when you get that tracker back and get it kind of set up, we would love to see a tour. Of course. Of course, again, I will do that. Um, I'm considering, I don't want to miss out. Right now, as Dollar General is just putting out the spring stuff, they put out Dollar General's small, I think they're 5x6 or something like that, green grass rugs. Okay. Well, I'm saying green grass rugs. They're not all green, but they're that indoor outdoor carpet like green grass rugs. Okay. They're small, but they're about $21. And it's the only time of the year that they have the one that's like heather gray, black, green, blue, and something else. And so when I did that thing for the tracker before, I couldn't get the color I wanted because it was later in the season when I went hunting for it. So I probably should snag as soon as I can. I should buy the gray one so that the carpet that's in the back of the tracker is gray. But I have a couple of questions about what I'm doing back there. Whether I should put L channel, I should call my buddy about that. But whether I should put L channel so I can have different kinds of tie downs in the back or what. Because the front seat still folds all the way backwards and the headrest lands, and they're not removable headrests, they're bucket seats. And I do have to do some stitching on the driver's seat. The seam has started to separate, and I I'm gonna repair it myself first, and I'm gonna have to make a patch for a little spot. But I would like to have that driver's seat reupholstered, and I'd like to have the mechanics on the passenger side fixed because there's something wrong with the cable that's underneath. I mean, it's an older car. It's a 27-year-old car. But of course, I'm going to show you that stuff. Um, but because that seat still lays with the head of the seat landing on that rear raised platform space, then I have 5 or 6 inches that I fill in if I'm going to sleep in the car. But with the thing that C6 is sending me, which is scheduled to arrive on Tuesday, I will have more choice about how I sleep with and around the tracker. So, have I told you too much for it to be a surprise? Um, Probably I have, but it's all good. Um, so, but if I'm in a traveling situation where I want to just overnight at a Walmart or something, not my favorite thing to do. But there are times when you need or want to. Um, and so if I always pack it so that it's still a possibility, then I can lay that seat back down and just sleep on top of it like I used to. It's really simple to put your bed on top of a seat like that. So, does it have airbags? That's all you got to worry about. Actually, AstroTurf. Yes, Beth. Um, the the airbags in that tracker, the white one, actually does have a passenger side airbag, which means that my steering wheel must have an airbag for the driver. It did. That one did come with them. The year previous didn't have airbags. It had like this little shelf and a grab handle like in a Jeep in the year previous. But my year, which is the first gen, didn't, it actually had airbags in it. So yeah, so I have airbags. And yeah, I'll probably get that gray AstroTurf stuff while it's available. Um, I don't know where to get mud mats. I had to throw away the old ones. They were so ripped and gross. And from all the stuff being stored, all those engine parts being stored in the car, they had grease on them and stuff. So I threw them away. But I need to get mats. The carpet is the original, and it's really good on the passenger side. The driver's side has a little hole, and it is something I could replace for about $150, $200, something like that. But it would entail removing the front seats and part of the console plastic would have to be, lifted up to put it in right. But like over the hump where the gear shift is and stuff. But I don't think that would be too hard, but I don't need to do it yet. So Stan just bought me the, for work, just bought me the detailers attachments that go, universal attachments for the, what's it called? The shop vacs at the office, so that I can do a better job detailing the carpets and stuff and getting in the crevices, because they'd lost all the crevice tools and everything. So I didn't even know you could buy those that way. So that's kind of cool. I think it's a good idea to have it set up like that. And that way, if you ever really get overwhelmed, tired, you can always take a nap. Plus, it's good for emergencies. Exactly. And where I live, where the cabin is, where I'm currently living, staying, there's so much extreme weather. I have been caught in St. John's with the road between St. John's and anywhere up past, I was trying to think how far up. The road between St. John's and the north of the railroad tracks on 191, I have seen that with over a foot of water on that road, and I could not, we're talking maybe a foot and a half of water on that road, and I could not come home. And that was with a different car. So having it all set up as an overland rig is a benefit in those circumstances. It's also really wonderful when I'm working. All last week, this new Ninja cooler was in the back of the blue car. And all last week, if I wanted any of my food, I just went out to the car and got it and did whatever I needed to do. Whoops. Yeah, are you okay? Whatever. I heard a sound. Are you guys okay? Okay, all right. Oh, okay. I just heard it. I was. Oh, okay. Okay, they're fine. Come on, Wendy. It was just a cattle pound. Whew. I have to check on them. I know I'm motherly too, but you know I care about people. I ain't trying to have everybody. What? Hi. What you doing? Mama's talking to the people. You want to come up? You want to come see him? Come up. Oh, you're looking at Jess. There's a lot of sounds outdoors, huh? You're such a good girl. All right, let's see. What else is going on? Yeah, good idea to have it set up. Yes, and like I said, when you live in a place like this, if monsoon mud is too bad, the only thing is if Wendy's not with me and she's at the cabin and I can't get home. That's the part that makes me nervous. But I do have neighbors a quarter of a mile away that I believe, if I really asked them to, if it was really an emergency, I believe they would come make sure Wendy was okay if I couldn't get back. But I've had that happen in the past. But our roads are so much better now that it's much easier to get home in this bad weather. Yes, thank you for remembering the cues. It's easier for me. Oh, my seat was torn. No. These are old bucket seats. I'll have to show you in a video, right? But they're bucket seats, and they were fabric. And when I'm talking bucket seats, they're the kind that the headrests don't come off. They have two seams that go straight down the whole seat like that. And so I think they're two different colors. I forgot. I think the center is blue and the outside has a color on it. I don't remember exactly, but it's original, right? The thread in the stitching of the seam has separated. And so if I take dental floss or something, I have a sewing kit that has the curved upholstery needle. If I get that and I take it to work one day when it's not busy, I'll fix the seam and pull it back together. The only other place that is damaged in my upholstery is on the driver's side near the door. You know how some guys always have something in their pocket and it makes a hole in the seat? Somebody had something in their pocket, whether they had a pocket knife or I don't know what, but it's a little tiny spot about this big, and there's a little chunk of the foam is missing, and the fabric is torn in a pattern, but all the fabric's still there. And ever since I had the vehicle, I had put a cheap seat cover over the top so I wouldn't mess it up anymore. So I can I can stitch it back together carefully, add a little piece of foam, stitch that carefully back together, and then put an iron-on patch over that, and it will be fine for a number more years until I decide that I'm ready or want to do to have those seats reupholstered or repaired. Like I said, the mechanism on the passenger side, it has a cable and there's something off on the cable. But until I need to remove the seats, it's like 4 bolts. But until I really need to remove the seat or do something to it, or I want to replace the carpet, there's not much point in doing anything to fix that. There's nothing wrong. It's not horrible. We greased it. That made a big difference. So, yes, exactly. It's that spot. And that seat, the springs or whatever, the way that seat is designed and made, it's not squished down. You know how sometimes that side of the seat is rolled over? And it's not. I'm hearing the guys. Let me. Are you looking for the battery? Hey. Are you? Hang on, guys. Dennis, were you looking for the battery?
I brought my own this time. All your extra tips. It was funny. You have all those and stuff will come up and you don't have one use for it.
I know. And Stan and I were just talking about what should I have in the tracker because I get it back next week. Yeah. I haven't told them on the camera yet. Yeah. So, in case you guys kind of heard that from a distance, I actually get the white tracker back this week. So my thought had been, once I get the front end alignment, then I bring it home. And there was a conversation with Stan, and he said, you don't need to wait for that. You take it. And I was like, well, that's what I was thinking. That's the thought that came through. And he goes, well, and then something happened. And I was like, oh, I know what it was. I had all this stuff in the back of the car that had to come home. And I was like, let me take those two blue jugs of water and fill them up before. So, nah, you keep it over the weekend. And let me take home those blue jugs of water that I showed you on the porch this morning. Let me get the cooler out at home. Let me do a couple of things because I need tie downs for the new Ninja cooler. So that's okay. Let me go back. And Lesa asked questions. I love that. Yep, you always see that corner edge when a guy. Yes, but luckily now in the blue tracker, I replaced those seats because Stan had two parts cars of second gen parts cars. And so I was able to swap out the old seats for seats that are in better shape. But the original seat I'd been sitting on for months, it was all squished on that side. So you leaned, that's annoying to me. Question, was the platform built for comfort or was it built for storage or was it built to prevent any mold issues or something like that? No, the platform was built kind of for storage, kind of for comfort. Let's dissect that answer though. It was built that 5 or 6 inches high to make the rear of the tracker the same height as the headrest when the seat was laying flat, because I still laid on top of the seat. Like my butt and my torso was on the seat itself, on the fabric, not on the fabric, because I would lay down a camp mat first. But I was sleeping with the padding of the seat was on, most of my body was on that. And so the platform was made so that my head and shoulders that were close to or above the seat weren't, I didn't have to pack so much stuff to fill the gap. Yeah, that I think that makes sense to somebody else. So I built it and cut out around the headrest when it was flat. So it was flat in the back, and 5.5, 6 inches, something like that, was how high it was, and was covered in that green astroturf stuff, right? And but it was cut out so that when you laid the seat down, then it was more or less flat. But, and then I bought the Pico, GSI Pico chair, which folded really tiny and fit underneath the platform. And so it did make it kind of good storage. But it was hard to reach all the way in. It's only 4 or 5 feet, right? But it was awkward for packing. And I don't think I'm going to do that again. I thought about if we made it out of aluminum, but I mean, seriously, I had it about as lightweight as it could get anyway. But it would have been better with like seat delete things for Jeeps have little doors like like you would have in a boat that like have a hole in them for your finger, and you lift them up and then you put them back down so you could stuff stuff in there. That might have been more practical. It also lifted the refrigerator up higher and stuff. But I don't think I want to do it that way this time. I think I want to be able to tie things down so that they don't move. I don't have much moving around, but especially the cooler, and with the really great handles on this cooler. You guys saw that. I mean, I've showed it to you a couple of times, but with the great handles that are on this cooler for tying it down, you know, being able to put a strap or something. And I just, you know, I want to keep it simple. It just works better to keep everything simple. I'm just saying. I mean, part of what I've been annoyed with is other stuff, like the fail safes on battery packs. A really small battery pack will keep a refrigerator running when the sun's out. But the minute the compressor goes off, it thinks nothing's plugged in, so it shuts itself off, which shuts off your refrigerator for real. And if it's not in freezer mode where everything is solid, your stuff's going to rot. Well, I've lost too many batches of groceries, and I'm too low income. And honestly, there aren't many people online talking about that. There's a couple of old guys that do. But honestly, what I found with that is that if you buy a $200 refrigerator or a $300 12-volt refrigerator, right? Maybe it comes with the 110 plug and you could run it through an inverter, but that's ridiculous. You're going to run it in 12 volt because it saves power. But if you spend $200 or $300 on the refrigerator itself, you've got to spend close to $1,000 on solar and batteries, solar panels and batteries or a battery pack in order to make it run. And then to still run the risk of it shutting itself off because of all the fail safes. What's the freaking point? I'd rather get blocks of ice and be happy. I'd rather drive to the grocery store. As long as my vehicle can run, I'll just go to the store. I'm not I'm not doing this. This is too expensive in my normal everyday life. It's too much trouble. I hope somebody can benefit from that, because this has not been fun. And I have fought this thing since 2011 when they first put those Harbor Freight solar panels zip tied on the roof rack of Nantucket. But I couldn't afford the battery. And then if I couldn't afford the battery, I couldn't run the little, and I was only trying to run it wasn't a compressor run fridge then, it was just a ambient cooler, an electric cooler. 12 volt. It was, made for truckers, but back then those didn't do what car refrigerators can do now. But now they've just built all the fail safes in that make it ridiculous. And I don't have money for, and I'm not only do I not have money, and some people will say, yeah, but you're a YouTuber. Why didn't Jackery give you? Jackery wanted to give me way back when Jackery, before it was popular. And I was like, I didn't like the fact that back then they had proprietary plugs just like Goal Zero did. And it was like the company that made the little battery packs before Gold Zero bought them out and became Gold Zero, those battery packs worked great. They ran all the phones and all kinds of stuff. But honestly, all my lights are individual rechargeable something or others, or whatever, right? But I'm not going to use a battery pack for lights. There's no reason to. So, and I love my candles as well. And I'm sort of like, honestly, I don't need this stuff. Why am I trying to be like everybody else so much? That's not even me. So I had to talk to myself about it. Honestly, I really did. Because I was like, why am I still fighting this? I'm so freaking annoyed. And this poor Chinese Yewei company, I feel bad for the employee that was so invested. And I told him, I don't know. They never told me their name, but they sent me all, okay, so first off, they sent it to a YouTuber who used it, abused. Let me rephrase the abused part, okay? They just get so many battery packs sent to them that they just use them a week or so and set them aside. Well, when they set them aside, they aren't putting them back in the boxes. They just put them out by the shed, and so they get rained and snowed on and whatever else. So that when they brought me the kit, thinking they were doing something way great, they didn't ask me first. And second, and I'm not mad at all. I'm very thankful that they thought of me that way. But then I was like, well, what am I? Then I had to figure it out. It's not that it's horribly complicated, but it's more complicated than I want to deal with. And it took up too much space in my cabin. And then I finally got a hold of the company and I figured out what was wrong. And they sent me new batteries, and they sent me some of them I took them out of the box, some of them I didn't. And so that's here. And I told the company that I wanted to sell them or pass them along to someone else that is more interested. That I have decided that this is not for me. And could I use the little plug-in pot? One of the batteries will use that pot and whatever. It doesn't do anything else I would want something to do. Did that come out in English? It doesn't do anything that I need. And so why? I would be better off with a little anchor thing to to go along with my Bowdens that won't die, right? Um, the Bowdens will even run one of those little um, washing machines. Do you guys know when I say a Latino washing machine, it's really not Latino. It's just we don't usually use them in the United States. But they have the two tubs, and one is for spin drying, and the other one is for washing the clothes. And you can even fill them with a bucket of water, or you can put a hose into them. And um, they only run, the one I've always had only runs 200 watts, anyways. So I can run that off of almost anything. So why am I doing this? So when I had that talk with myself, and then I sent an email to the Way Yay people and I said, look, I'm at this stage. Thank you. I am so grateful for everything you've sent. But honestly, I don't think this is me. I never would have bought this kit if I had seen it. I just was trying to save face with the other person or something. I realized that I felt triggered by some comments, and that because of that I was trying really hard to make this person not feel bad about me like they were saying, or at least the words they used came out that way. And I still don't know. I've only had one communication with that person since, and it just felt awkward to me. But the point being, this needs to move on. And yes, I spent nearly $500 on that kit. But the kit is worth over $5,000. And so I'm not trying to make money off of it, but I am trying to be reasonable with the fact that whoever gets this needs to want it enough to pay something more than $500 for it, because otherwise they're just going to get mad. And I will connect them with the Way Yay people. And I will continue to help make some videos for that company if they would like me to. So that's, I think I'm telling you the whole story. But trying to be, I'm still me. I'm still trying to be honest, above board, all that kind of stuff. Not trying to talk bad about the thing. I'm just saying it's not useful in my particular situation. So I would rather spend the $45, $50 to get this power tool battery charger in the 12-volt version to charge it in the car, and then get have you seen the power bank things that take either 2 or 4 of your drill battery, your power tool batteries fit in them, and it makes a battery pack that is, it's either 350 or 400 watts. That'll run that little refrigerator. The old Bowdens ran, and not refrigerator. Well, although it would run the refrigerator, but I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Plus, the shape of my foods are changing a little bit. Whatever. But the old Bowdens, the 166 watt thing I've got, it will run the washing machine side of a 200 watt one of those washing machines. If I really want one, I could do that. And I could run, the little washing machine could run off of my drill batteries if I wanted to, and that would not cost me $1,000 worth of stuff. And then I don't have to protect it. And here I go with that conversation again that some of you go, why don't you just spend $4,000 on? I don't want $4,000 on anything to protect from rats or people stealing something when I'm gone, or who knows, right? But these are things that you have to figure out for yourself. And so I'm just telling you, look, I finally figured it out for me. I'm done with that. I'm tired of that. When I hurt as bad as I was hurting this morning, now I'm feeling better now, okay? But when I hurt that kind of bad where I can hardly walk, this stuff doesn't matter. I can turn on a light. Okay, this light I've been having a little glitch with. I'm gonna try to remember to talk to to Jess about it when he's up on the roof, because the little solar panel, I think it's I think it's 9 volt, but it's like a 5 or 6 watt solar panel that only runs that light. It's a shed light, is what they sell them as. Shed or chicken coop lights is what they sell them for. Okay, but if you're buying one of those, make sure you get one that you can run during the daytime, because if you get the other kind, then if it's light out, it won't come on. Okay, this one will. It used to be on the back patio. My son moved it in here, and he's the one that drilled the hole in the side of the cabin to put it inside. So it got approved by my civil engineer as, by the way, this is how she has lights inside. Prior to that, I was using a lot of candles and lanterns, and I use this, but I also use the candles and the lanterns because I love them. And I'll have another one of these. I mean, this one is fine. I just think either the cord got loose or the solar panel's not angled quite right. So I'll have Jess check that today. And oh, look at what's going on out there. That's kind of cool. Things are happening outside. Oh, I hope I have the right connectors for whatever they need. But you know, there's a reason why I go by SimplyLesa. And I got it in a dream when I was a little kid. And when I was traveling in Costa Rica years ago, I watched myself be that person. And I was an artist. I love things to look nice. I think aesthetics give us joy, and I think there's something there. God didn't make an ugly world. There are parts of the world that aren't beautiful, but I think it's just like the yin and yang sign thing, that you got to have a little of both because you appreciate the opposite sides of it when you see it. So without it, you get to appreciate it. And you know, I met somebody one time that she could not have anything white on her property because she said that white didn't exist in reality. And I was like, and so a beach seashell that has been bleached by the sun and a cloud on a clear day, they're not actually white, huh? And she looked at me and she went, I never ever thought of that. And I said, or a lily of the valley flower, it's not actually white? In what world do you live? I'm just saying. So I think, you know, there's this cyclical thing, you know, of good and bad is like they're opposites of the same. It's the same with color. It's the same with sound. It's the same with vibrations. It's the same with fabrics. It's the same with everything. It's the same with languages. It's the same with thought and ideas and, you know, electricity and everything else. Okay, so for me, I find that I want things to be practical and beautiful. Now, that doesn't mean, to me, beauty does not mean it has to be gilded gold or something. To me, it's different. But my idea of beauty might be different from yours, and that's okay. You do you, right? But I think that it needs to be practical as well as have an aesthetic that is beautiful to me, and that it should have meaning. And I don't think that having things that are lots of words to look at all the time. I've had trouble relaxing. That reminds me to relax, but I've done it in a way, with a thing, in a way where the colors are a reminder of, like, I grew up near the ocean in New England, in Maine, and you get more of that blue, dark, deep blue color. And when the candles are in there, there's a thing, right? And the fact that it has a seashell and it has this calming feeling to me, as well as it's a reminder to me that don't forget, you need to relax. I some nights, many nights, just put one tea light candle in this candle holder, which I often travel with, because I don't have to watch this candle holder as long as it's in a safe place, okay? and I put it on a windowsill because it fits perfectly. Put one tea light candle. The little ones I can get at Dollar General for cheap. It'll last about 5 hours. I can fall asleep with that in the window. And it's just enough light to be like comforting. And to me, that's more important to me than having some big light bulb or big TV. I can watch a movie on my phone. Yes, I may either get the glasses at some point. Now that I've done more research, the glasses are more a camera than they are video stuff. But I might get a projector if I want to watch a movie in a larger size. So those are things technologically that I might get, but I would try to get them in a size that if I want to hop a train and take a trip, wouldn't mind doing that trip that goes across Canada, wouldn't mind doing some of the trips across the United States, wouldn't mind getting on a plane and going to another country again. I don't mind at all. But if I do, I might want to take those things with me. So I'm going to be a gram weenie when I do gear of that kind. And because I might want to have movie night with somebody I meet. And if I want to do movie night while I'm out in the tracker, I may want to do like we did down in Baja. Somebody else had a projector and lots of power. And it was, to me, it was an odd movie and I fell asleep during it. But I was having MS stuff in that moment. And that's okay too. But I was there with the people, even though I fell asleep. Um, and so they used their projector and their power, and somebody had the side of their rig was white, and so they were able to just project it on the rig. They were watching Cocaine Bear, but I kind of missed most all of the movie. I was really tired and I fell asleep. But I enjoyed the idea that we were all there together. So why not have a small one to do something like that? I mean, I might have to hang a bed sheet. I don't know. um, who knows? But or use somebody else's rig. But I just think that that's more me. That's more what I need in my life. And so, okay. I hope you have more questions. I hope I'm not just talking to the wall. Oh, and Lesa, that question about the platform, you said, was it built for comfort or storage? It was built for both. And then you said, or was it built to prevent any mold issues or something like that? Well, what I realized was I used a piece of used plywood. I didn't have any paint. I didn't have money for stuff like that in that moment. And so I covered it with the AstroTurf stuff, right? The green grass rug stuff. The hole underneath was not perfect and it didn't have mold, but I often in my vehicles, I keep those closet things to keep your closets dry. They Dollar General sells, no, Dollar Tree sells these little containers that you can put in the corners of your closet. I always put one under the front seat and under the side seat because a human being creates condensation when they breathe. So if I'm sleeping in there, there's the potential for the car to start getting damp, which would allow mold to grow on wood or things. And so I always put those in my car and I always change them every few months. I'll buy a new one or put them out in the sun and let them dry out. Okay. All right. All right. So that was that. There's probably a lot more. Nice seat swap. Oh yes, it was. It was a necessary thing in that car. Leveling. Yes, it was for leveling. Any videos I ever saw you, and I never saw a platform, you were always so good about the soft bags and storage. Yeah, I took videos of me making that platform and using it, but I don't think I actually posted those, so they'll come up at some point. I don't know. Seems like to me the platform takes. Yes, it does. I agree with you, and I don't think I want to do that again. I hate when those lose groceries because of stupid stuff. Oh, when you lose groceries. Yes, me too. And for me, that. I remember in one video, I had broccoli in a cooler bag without ice, and it seemed to keep it perfect. It did. That's my point. If I could do those things with things that cost like next to nothing, why am I? And though I still use silver bags today. Okay, I have them from American Arrow down in St. John's right now, and they come, silver cooler bags come small and big, um, and I've used them for lots of different things. But they, uh, now that I do more meat, and honestly, I think what's happening with my flare up of my MS is I've been experimenting for a few months with other foods a lot. And I've enjoyed it. I mean, to have a slice of pizza again after years and years and years, what a big deal. And it tastes so freaking good. I don't think I can keep doing this. I think I need to be more meat centric and less the other way. And this having a burrito 3 times a week at work, I'm not having trouble with the burrito with the wrapper, but I think I should back off. And I've had ramen noodles a couple of times. Now, not just any ramen noodles. I'm not allergic to the ingredients ramen noodles, but we know it's not the best food, so I probably really got to watch that. Um, you're so full of knowledge, you should write a book. That's not the first time I've heard that. I have heard that plenty in my lifetime, but, doesn't mean I. Hi, baby. I'm going to come check on the guys in a minute because I see them walking around. And I like to be available. I like to help when the guys are working. Thank you, Lesa. Hi, people. Yeah, those ice bags with the spouts, those were cool. Um, I got the first generation of those, the first ones they made, and the ice spouts were on like the side of them. Now they're on the end instead. I think they're better on the end because you could stack them in a cooler better. They don't fit in this cooler. But those were cool. I really liked those. Right now, the new cooler has a nice drain on it and it's up on the level where the ice sits. But the threads are different. So I'm going to have to kind of look into. I wanted to be able to use the water as it melts. And right now, I don't quite see how I can do that because I don't know how I can channel the water where I would want it. That's the part I haven't figured out. So I got to figure that out. But I've had to start over from just the clothes on my back 3 times. You can't lose what you don't have. Absolutely. And I've had to do that myself. But Beth, you also can't, nobody can steal from you what you don't have on your person. And they're only going to steal it from you on your person if they fight you for it because you'll defend what you got on you. So yeah. Kate, tempted to get a 37-liter Iceco fridge freezer. Kate, if you can afford the solar panels, the batteries, the maintenance, and the replacement when it fails, go for it. But please consider that those are the parts you have to make that run. And if you have one and you can't afford the others, or it's a lot of pieces and there's maintenance involved. If you could do it, go for it, because a lot of people that have that are very happy, and a lot of people that have that are not happy, but don't say it out loud. I know people that just all they concentrate on all the time, all their free money just keeps going back to, oh, it worked for 3 months and now it's not working again. And so there they are rewiring it again, and I'm done. I'm done. I don't need it that bad. I would rather live a life than be trying to finagle this. So you do you. And I mean that. I'm not saying that to be like condescending, or what's another word? I don't know another word right now. But I mean that truly. You do you. But for me, I don't want all that stuff to take care of. And I don't know if you know this concept, which I've had for years, this concept. Of course, I tend to be an extreme minimalist, okay? Um, doesn't look like it right now, but I do tend to be an extreme minimalist. Um, that concept that the stuff you have, it talks to you. Now, it doesn't talk to you like in words with a voice. It's the silent, oh yeah, you saw that thing, and oh, that, like I can see this water jug right now that only has this much water in it, and it's a 2 gallon glass water jug thing, and I'm like, yeah, I need to dump out that stuff and put more water in there. The bottom of it has a little bit of, it just needs to be clean. It had water in it last week, okay, all week. And it's like, yeah, I need to like dump that out, clean it, and it doesn't say it out loud, but it's like, oh yeah, I see it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do that thing. Right. And our stuff talks to us in that silent way. Like, oh yeah, I have windows. Those windows aren't as clear as they used to be. I really need to wash those one of these days. Same thing in the car. It's like the inside of the windshield sometimes is like, oh crap, that's greasy. I need to wash that. I don't feel like it right now, you know? And then you got to eventually, or ouch, my back hurts. And, you know, it really does kind of talk to us. But you do you. I'm just saying, I don't want to do that. I don't want the expense. I don't want to be concerned about it when I'm not here. I've told you guys that a bunch of times. But seriously, like, I don't want to worry that the solar panels are going to be missing when I come home. That's why I have old solar panels. You know, it's one of those things. I'm done. I got to go out and check on the guys here. Um, I'm looking for more cues. Um, I'm taking my first trip in 12 years, only about 4 hours away to the shore. I'm gonna be in a cottage with no hot water, just the bare basics and close to the ocean. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm excited for you. That's a lovely thing to do. You know, when I was young, I went out to the Isles of Shoals I took the trip on a lobster boat to the Isles of Shoals. It's 12 miles in the ocean off the coast of Maine near New Hampshire. And that's a thing, a lovely thing to do. Do it. If you could be there a week or more, or I don't even know how long, do it. Oh, girl, I'm so happy. Tell us stories about that when you get back. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, guys, I am going to say goodbye and go check on the guys and help them out. Now, my back is warmed up. There's a little tight spot, yes, but it is much warmer now. I think I better get some of those heat pad things, but I feel like I can move better. I probably should be careful still, but I think I'll go see if I can help. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Wendy's taking a nap now. She came inside a little while ago. And you guys have a great day. We'll be back here next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Um, hopefully, I have something interesting to say that will help you out next week? Always bring your questions, your concerns, your, I don't know what, whatever. Anything that I might be able to help you with, I'd be more than happy to discuss things with you. Remember that when you're out here in the chat function, to use 3 uppercase Qs on things you really want an answer or a thought or me to think about. Because other than that, sometimes the chats are scrolling so fast that I miss stuff. But if I see the Qs, I try to get through all the Q comments. I don't require that you buy me or you pay me to answer your question. Some channel owners, when they're out here, I have super thanks and super chats, but some people use those super chats, and it's the way that you get your question answered is that you ask the question by giving them some money. I'm not asking you to do that. I want things to be as free as possible out here. I probably will take Darren, my website guy. I may take his advice and start a Patreon channel in order to fund my travels for the future. And that would be with the understanding that I'm going to need those people to be my Patreon members to help me with like a mini Starlink for travel, to help me with gas and plans for traveling. It's a thing. Okay, so let me look. I see a couple things. Can I do a video on everything I'll use in my tracker travels? I will do a video on, I will do more than one video as I get the tracker back about my thoughts about what I'm going to be using. Yes. Look forward to, within a week or two, look forward to a video that will be discussing a gift I'm getting from the C6 Outdoors company, who has asked me to add the hashtag C6 Outdoors. There's 3 things I'm supposed to talk about. The hashtag RevTent, and there's one more hashtag, but I forgot what it was. That I have agreed for 2 months to do 3 videos for them in exchange for, and use those hashtags in exchange for an item. So watch for that in the next 2 weeks. That item will be going with me in the tracker for a little bit. We'll be trying it out for size. Lesa, the cottage has been closed up for a while. Who knows what I'm walking into? I'm going to bring my sleeping bag, and it's just going to be fun. Thank you. Oh, that's wonderful, Lesa. That is going to be so much fun. Make it an adventure. Anything that's going wrong, not just suck it up, but turn it into an adventure. I mean, I do. Even when I'm in pain, I may not have showed you this very often, but I'll do these things with myself. Like, maybe I am hurting today, but it's going to be a good day anyways. And how am I getting through this one? And how am I going to maneuver? I was this morning, like, I texted a couple of people to please pray about my pain. And, but I also have been like really focusing on, I'm thankful for all this, even the pain. I'm thankful for the rain the last couple of days. I'm thankful for the weird situation that caused Wendy to be at home. Look, it's different now, and it's okay, but it wasn't okay in the moment. But it's not like I can't say to the great creator and sustainer of all life, I can say to that great one, I can say thank you for this hard thing, because look at what I'm becoming. Look at what knowledge, what blessings, what things you've allowed me to have because of this. I don't understand it, but thank you. Okay. Enjoy your trip. Yep. Okay. Come. I'm coming out. I was saying goodbye to these guys.
Yeah,
No, come on in.
sorry.
What's going on?
I just need to talk to you about the.
About this, I was coming out for that. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. I'll be right there. Awesome. Can't wait to see your upcoming. I get very tired driving. I get very tired, but I'm going to do it. Yeah, exactly. Me too. I get very tired as well. But yet, yesterday I decided to, I was going to go get some screws and stuff for the guys for today. And when I did, I thought I was going to one place, but the wind was blowing pretty hard. And I was thinking about how in the white tracker, I wouldn't want to be driving on certain roads with the wind that hard, right? Because it's a little taller. Anyway, squarer. Anyway, and I ended up going to Holbrook. I haven't wanted to go to Holbrook. Should have gone to Springerville, but I didn't think of it. But anyways, it was a good drive. It was good. And it was good with Wendy. She was with me. So all right, guys. I will see you next week. I gotta go help. And then I gotta go to the bathroom. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a good week. Ciao. Pray for each other. Okay, there we go.